have a lot to get to. A lot of it has to do with the coronavirus, which, as you know, was started by Netflix to get people to watch more of their television. True. The virus was officially declared a pandemic by the World Health Organization today. Major events are being canceled, postponed. The tax deadline may even get postponed. They're thinking about pushing tax day past April 15th. Jeff Bezos heard that and said, wow, what's tax day? And the NCAA announced today that the basketball tournament, March Madness, will go on, but without fans. There will be no spectators outside of the players' families allowed in the arena. They should also consider playing without a ball. That's just a petri dish being bounced from one pair of hands to another. Starting tomorrow night, the Golden State Warriors will be playing their home games without a crowd, too, which is unusual, but basketball games in the pros have been played without fans before. The Clippers did it for many years, And in part, because of all these cancellations, a lot of people don't seem to know what to think about the coronavirus, what to feel. Should I be scared? Are people overreacting? What's true, what's not true? And it's actually very common. It's totally normal to feel that way. Many have the same thoughts, and so I thought this might help. These are the 5 stages of coronavirus. So first you have denial. I'm not going to get the coronavirus. Only old people, Chinese people, and people on cruise ships get that. Second, anger. Why isn't there any toilet paper at Target? Is everybody nuts? Then bargaining. All right, maybe there's no Purell. Maybe I'll make my own hand sanitizer with Jergens and vodka. But next comes depression. I can't believe they canceled Coachella. I'm not going to get to see Carly Rae Jepsen for a year now. And finally, acceptance, which is, hey, you know what? If I die, maybe I'll get to meet Prince. You're not alone, okay? The fear is spreading not just here in the United States. People are losing their minds all over the world. The nation of Italy has closed all shops except for groceries and pharmacies, which seems to be what they do every time I go on vacation there anyway. Everything's closed. And in the land down under, look at this video. This is a security camera showing the toilet paper aisle at a grocery store in Australia, which I don't understand the hoarding toilet paper thing. That's not the problem you have. But imagine getting trampled to death buying Charmin. It really would be a sad way to go. The president addressed the nation tonight. He has been spreading mixed messages about this virus. Federal health officials would reportedly like Donald Trump to stop shaking hands in public. Trump said he doesn't care. He's going to continue to move on those hands like a bitch, and it doesn't... But that actually makes sense to me. The man eats Big Macs for breakfast and sleeps in a tanning bed. You think he's going to suddenly start listening to doctors? The good news for Donald Trump is that because of his tiny, tiny hands, even a travel-sized bottle of Purell is like a lifetime supply. And he, by the way, he is at risk. He meets the definition of being at risk. He shook hands on Friday with Congressman Doug Collins, who is now in quarantine. And he even gave a little kiss. And while Trump has refused to stop shaking hands, for now at least, his staff appears to have found a creative solution to keep his nubby little digits in check.
A lot of them are things that you wanted to get for other things, and we're looking at the people. We're looking at solving this problem. Also, some very good numbers coming out of some countries where it started earlier, and we're seeing some fairly good numbers come out of those countries. That's a good thing.
That's right. We're bringing cookies out of the oven. So even the commander of the Corona Task Force, Space Force, Vice President Mike Pence, is on the same page, handshake-wise, with Donald Trump.
As the president has said, in our line of work, you shake hands when someone wants to shake your hand. And I expect the president will continue to do that. I'll continue to do it.
Now, that's interesting because while he claims he'll continue to do that, you can see Mike Pence hasn't been shaking hands. Whenever he's not with the president, he's out there bumping elbows with everybody he runs into. He's bumping elbows with his elbros all the time. Makes you wonder what else he's doing the president doesn't know about, you know? The move Pence was doing, by the way, is something that I have branded the L bump. It's a handshake alternative. And it's catching on with people like the gang at ESPN's First Take.
All right, guys, you know how we normally start the show, high five, fist bump? Well, Jimmy Kimmel's looking out for us. He came up with a new way so we don't spread the coronavirus. It's called the L bump. So we can just do like, what's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take.
How about
Just a nod. It was
not just that, it is corny.
Really?
Okay, and I love me some Jimmy Kimmel, but that is corny, and more importantly, the elbow puts you closer to the person, where the fist bumps allows you to keep your distance. Jimmy, think, man, think. Distance, distance.
Sorry, Jimmy, I tried.
Can we just bow like the Japanese?
No,
Yeah.
I don't go that far.
Yes, Max, you could bow like the Japanese, or you could do the elbow, is what I want people to do. And Stephen, I'm going to tell you something. I will pray for you and that you do not get this coronavirus. Just keep distance. You can do it like this. Now, Jalen Rose and David Jacoby. Elbow. Exactly. That's how you do it, and that's why those two will live forever. These are troubled times. Things are very bumpy between Donald Trump and Nancy Pelosi right now. Trump reportedly refuses to meet with Nancy Pelosi about the coronavirus or anything, which is, I think it's just going to make the eventual makeup sex hotter, but... Meanwhile, former Democratic candidate and spiritual leader or something, I don't know what she is, Marianne Williamson is back doing her part to combat the coronavirus. She offered a special coronavirus meditation, and watch this because it's important to remember that this person was running for president.
Now, what I want to do now is a meditation with you, because what's happening is that the panic that we're all being thrown into, the fear that we're being thrown into, actually decreases the functioning of our immune system. Watch and feel as this light now enters into your brain, your stomach, your cervix, your penis, your vagina, your buttocks. Go wash your hands.
Right, yes. No, she has a penis and a vagina? Oh, my cervix feels better already. Thank you, Marianne. The government is cracking down right now on those selling bogus remedies for the virus. Those include disgraced TV televangelist Jim Bakker.
The Food and Drug Administration and Federal Trade Commission warning vendors for selling fraudulent COVID-19 products.
This influenza.
Among those warned, televangelist Jim Bakker, who sold this silver solution on his show.
You're saying that silver solution would be effective.
Well, let's say it hasn't been tested on this strain of the coronavirus, but it's been tested on other strains of the coronavirus and has been able to eliminate it within 12 hours.
Yeah.
Totally eliminate it, kills it, and deactivates it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about you, but I'm convinced it deactivates it. And it gives you superpowers, too. Jim Bakker, if you don't know who Jim Bakker is, he looks like he's playing Wolf Blitzer in the porno version of CNN, but he was a televangelist and he went to prison, and that silver stuff isn't even the weirdest product he's selling. That would be this. It is a bucket of freeze-dried Mexican food for the apocalypse called the Fiesta Pail. Fiesta and pail. Two words that go together like chewing gum and soup. That's really... But apparently this stuff, the food in the pail, is said to be the real-o deal-o.
This food is so good, it passes the official Mexican test. This is Mexican food that real-life Mexicans approve of. You know, this is not gringo food. This is good food.
Guillermo, is that food that real-life Mexicans approve of?
No way, Jimmy, no.
No?
No, that looks terrible. Disgusting.
So he's not telling the truth then?
No, he's lying to us.
Oh, my goodness. Yesterday in Russia, they passed a bill that will allow Vladimir Putin to remain in power until the year 2036, which is 12 years longer than he was supposed to be ruling that country. Can somebody please hide all the newspapers in the White House from Donald Trump? Because if he sees this, we're in for a long run. Putin squeaked by with a narrow 150% of the vote. The vote went 383 yes, 0 no's. For real, this will allow him to remain in office until he's 83. That's almost old enough to be president of the United States right now. We're still trying to figure out who's going to run the country for the next few years. Yesterday, there were primaries in 6 states, and it was a good night for Joe Biden. He won in Michigan and 3 other states. He's got a big edge on Bernie Sanders. Biden is the clear front runner now. You remember when that guy, Nick Wallenda, walked on a tightrope across that active volcano? That's what it's going to feel like watching Joe Biden open his mouth every day between now and November. Many are giving credit to Biden's victory to his new campaign strategy of grabbing voters by the arm and shouting, "Look here, Jack, you're a jerk who can go to hell." So Biden did well with voters over 45, and Bernie did well with voters under. Basically, if you're a Democrat who's had a colonoscopy, Joe is your guy. Tulsi Gabbard is still running, technically, in the same way the movie Cats was technically running for an Academy Award. But now that Biden has moved into the lead, he seems to be looking past his opponents and toward trying to remind us of an old friend.
I'm Joe Biden, and I have met Barack Obama. I have stood next to him. I have sat behind him. I have touched him. I have even smelled his neck. As Barack Obama and I like to say to each other a lot, when we are together, which is often, yes, we've met.
I am Barack Obama, and I am in Aruba, floating on a tube.
Well, that's still better than no malarkey, right? Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. I hope you enjoyed that video. Hit subscribe, and all your dreams will come true, assuming your dreams are to watch more YouTube videos.